Hi everyone, I wanted to provide a video overview of your top two choices if you were going with the community agency report and highlight the main points of the service learning option. So this video is designed to help explain the two options and go over the requirements so you can make your decision. I'm going to begin with the community agency report. So in your week 3 unit module, under the choice assignments page, you have both the community agency report project guidelines and the service learning guidelines. I will first go over the community agency project guidelines. For this assignment, you will be focusing on the student learning outcome for the course on utilizing knowledge of community resources, agencies, and systems to advocate for and empower all families. So you are going to either create a case study that's inspired by visiting the Children's Defense Fund website, Ending Poverty Now report. The possible scenarios that you can create would be assistance with food shelter, recreation needs, counseling, teen pregnancy, abuse and neglect, divorce and custody issues, alcohol, drug abuse, eating disorders, you name it. If you have a topic that's not listed here, you can go ahead and create a scenario of your own as a hypothetical situation that you will be researching resources in your community to help support this fictional family. So we are really focusing on the agent of socialization, that is the community here. But as you know, there are a lot of mesosystems that are in place here, interlinkages between the community and the other microsystems, but also we're looking at exosystem and macro and chronosystem as a reflection of what's current now. Okay, so if you are not creative in that regard or don't have a thought in mind, I did list some additional case studies that have been inspired by the website, and there are listed here in that hyperlink of community agency case studies. So these are the case studies 1 through 7 that are titled Baby Tristan, for example, and it outlines a specific case study that is, again, inspired from the website. You may look at these as a way to get an idea of what case study you might want to create, or I will be assigning you one of these 7 case studies to conduct your agency report on. And so if, for example, you chose community agency report and decided not to create your own case study, I will then issue a case study from this list to you. So let's say I assign Baby Tristan to you. You're going to read the case study, and then you're going to go online and research agencies that would help this particular family. So that requires you to analyze the situation, examine it carefully, and determine what particular agencies might be relevant for this family if you were to help support them. Okay, so that is what you will be doing as a first step for the agency report. Creating a case study of your own, or I will be assigning one. So if you designated community agency report, then what I'm going to do is assign you a case study. If you want to create your own, in that text box when you say you want to do the community agency report but you want to create your own case study, you will let me know what that case study is, and you can just type that in the text box. Okay, hopefully we're all clear now. So once you either have the case study that you came up with or you were assigned one, you will then begin the process of researching a community agency. You'll be looking for 2. Your results will probably yield 3 or 4 agencies in your area, but you want to narrow it down to 2 of your top choices, okay? And what you're going to be doing for that top 2 list, which is the first step that you will be turning in after you decide which assignment you want to do between this one, the community agency or service learning, you will then provide items 1 through 6 on a document and give me the information of those 2 agencies. Okay, I will review the agencies and I will choose which one of the 2 I will approve for you to conduct this report on. And the reason I choose for you is that I have a variety of students who may be assigned the same case study, and I want a variety of different agencies for the class to be able to look at, because ultimately this will be a resource for you to be able to have a list of agencies in an area where you can hopefully refer people to or even use yourself if needed. Okay, after the first step, you will then have the agency that I have approved for you to go ahead and conduct this report on. So once you have that agency, you will then do a thorough investigation and answer items A through C. What steps would the agency take to help this hypothetical family? And explain the services provided by the agency. Then you will hopefully interview someone and decide if you wanted to work in this type of an organization, what are the requirements? And also, who do they serve? That's a really important aspect. You want to know who they serve. Do they have income limitations or requirements? Are there other, do they only serve veterans? These are some things that we want to be specific on. The third step is the agency summary, where you are going to then compare this agency and decide what type of category this community partnership falls under. We have early intervention or strength-based external assets. How do you know what I'm talking about? This is a link to the reading associated with this particular assignment. You're going to read this resource here, this from the Sage Encyclopedia on Contemporary Early Childhood Education on Community Partnerships. And it's going to define those different types of services, agency types that I'm asking for you to talk about. So you're going to again address items A, B, and C. So you're going to determine what category based on the resource. You'll cite appropriately. I even provided you with, I provided you with an appropriate citation for that resource. This is the APA citation for that particular resource when you cite it in your paper, okay? So if you were wondering if you're supposed to add a cover page and a reference page, yes. For all assignments that you submit, you will be doing so in APA format. So please go ahead and include a running head with your title in all caps, page number starting on page 1, and the last page is going to be your references page. It's going to look like this, okay? And then the last page will be numbered on the upper right-hand corner because it is your last page. Okay, so the top 2 agency choices will be due on the 27th, and then the final report will of October, and then the final report will be due December 1st, okay? Hopefully this helps you determine whether this is the assignment for you. If this is not something that you're interested in doing and you want to take a more hands-on approach, then you're going to then select service learning. And service learning is going to, again, address the same SLO, but your objective here is to be more familiar with the specific areas in your community that will help you kind of determine if this may be a path for you in future employment or career. So the approved list of community partners for service learning option is something that you must pay attention to because they must be a listed community partner with MiraCosta College Service Learning. If they don't have a current agreement, then you can contact B. Palmer. Her email is listed here, bpalmer@miracosta.edu. in order for them to accept you and have all of the policies in place that is needed for you to be out there in the community conducting an assignment for the college. So once you have selected which community partner, you have to reach out to the community partner. So I suggest that you maybe pick one or two that you're interested in, and you will email them. Now there's this wonderful little template here that helps you determine how to reach out via email, or if you call, it's a nice little script here that you can use. So take advantage of these little scripts that we have available for you on that hyperlink, so that you know exactly what to say when you're reaching out to the community partner. You will have to follow up if they don't contact you or answer your call or email right away. If they're not following through and calling you back, you might have to choose another community partner. Now, you will be having to complete some really important forms. These forms will basically serve as an agreement between the community partner and MiraCosta, and that's important for you to have those filled out right away. So I have listed the agreement forms here, these hyperlinks, and you want to make sure you start completing them and submit them by the due date. Okay, so as soon as you decide that this is the assignment for you, you're going to start looking for that community partner. And every time you attend that community partner, you'll be scheduled for at least 2 hours a week. I don't want you going less than that because you really won't get a full experience, for the total requirement of 10 hours or 15 hours if you wish to receive a certificate from the Service Learning Office. And that certificate really helps you if you're trying to impress someone in a job, and you can add volunteer service there and add your certificate, or if you're trying to transfer to another university and you want to add volunteer service and certificates there, it really does help you in the long run. So you will have to take a timesheet with you every time once you have that agreement completed by your community partner. Have that timesheet signed every time you go to verify your hours by your supervisor, and after you leave, you will write your field notes, and your field notes are basically your experience that you're going to be connecting to the readings in the class. Okay, so if you observed, you know, an interaction between the school and the families, they have some type of a family festival, then you can connect that as identifying it as a mesosystem, the connection between childcare, for example, and the family and community. Having a type of event like that would be supporting both of them. So you would cite the readings there. So yes, APA format on your notes, you want to use a cover page and a reference page and include in-text citations every time you submit something online. And then you'll have a final reflection paper that you're going to be submitting that is showing me kind of the culmination of your experience of your hours there and connecting it to how you feel that you met this student learning outcome. Okay, so I will have examples and rubrics for the reflection paper and field notes for you. And as with the community agency report, everyone's going to be sharing their experiences, whether it is the community agency report or the service learning outcome, service learning experience. Everyone will be sharing their experience in a discussion post. Okay, so those are your two choices. Make sure that when you're in Canvas, you click on Submit Assignment, and here is where you're going to type in your choice. You're going to type in either community agency report or service learning. And if you decide to create a case study of your own, this is where you're going to type it into the text box. Okay? If you already made your selection and you didn't have a chance to type in your case study, you can go ahead and email that to me, or see if you're able to submit more than one assignment for this. I haven't tried that actually. Okay, I hope this video was helpful, and that if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, call me, email me, come to my office hours, or come to my office by appointment, or we can have a Zoom conference like this where talking virtually. You can see me and I can see you, and I can share my screen and kind of point out where you want to access certain files from Canvas. That's it for now. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to your assignments.